So what I've got here is a video clip of Peter Bramall wriggling and writhing on the floor. Now I've got this body at 50% opacity, so I can see Peter through the model, and if I see, I can step it frame at a time and try to get the model to match Peter's movement. If we now open up After Effects, here we've got a clip, that clip of Peter. What we need to do is make the bottom half of his body disappear. So if I just turn off all the layers for now, and I turn on this layer, which is the empty floor. So this is a background plate that we filmed at the time on location without Peter in position. And if I now turn on Peter's layer, I've got a mask here. I've just crude oval really with a quite a heavy feathering. It's off at the moment, but I'm going to turn it on. So now Peter has disappeared. If you notice on Peter's shot, he's got this shadow here which is missing from the empty floor, so I needed to create a shadow. I then added Peter's stomach back, and this allowed me to control how much I wanted to see his skin and how much I wanted to see the skeleton. So at the beginning the skeleton is obviously quite strong, you know, visually we can see the skeleton, and then when we get to the end it slowly recedes. This shot is a transition between Peter waking up and then being attacked by the monsters. Not only has he got to go from flesh and bone to solid, but we also need smoke over this shot, because as a sort of portent to the Guardians arriving, that smoke comes in. So here we've got a second composition. So here Peter's head and his chest are in focus, and so are his legs and the bench. And this is one of the problems, if you want to call it that, shooting on high def. I mean, everything is in, there's such a big depth of field that almost everything's in focus. So on this shot what we have is an adjustment layer with this feature lens blur, and it works with a depth map layer. If I turn that on, what you see is that it's a gradient. The areas that are white are blurred and the areas that are in the dark area are in focus. The time we add the smoke on, we've got something that looks cool. So that's the end of our podcast for today. We'll show you some other cool clips as we go along.